Being made doesn't come with applause, no cheers, no celebration. The shift happens quietly. You walk into the same rooms you've always walked into, but now conversations slow when you pass. Chairs move, voices lower. You don't introduce yourself anymore. Your name arrives before you do. You're no longer near the structure. You're inside it. And that changes everything. Protection is the first thing you feel. Nobody moves against you without consequences. Problems that once turned physical now turn procedural. Calls get made, decisions wait. You don't chase solutions anymore. They come to you, already filtered, already approved. You learn quickly. Your presence alone stabilizes situations. That kind of authority doesn't shout. It settles. Money stops feeling frantic. It's not sudden. It's not flashy. It's steady, predictable. You're brought into opportunities instead of scrambling for them. Your word carries weight now, not because you demand it, but because people know where it comes from. You don't rush anymore. Time bends slightly in your favor. There's pride in belonging. You don't say it out loud, but you feel it. Years of standing on the edge of rooms are over. You're trusted with information that doesn't get repeated. Plans, warnings, shifts. You're no longer reacting to the street. You're moving with it. For a moment it feels like stability, like you've finally earned your place. Then the weight starts to show. Nothing you do is just yours anymore. Every word travels upward. Every move reflects outward. Mistakes don't stay small. You realize quickly, being made didn't free you. It bound you tighter. The protection that surrounds you also locks you in. Saying no becomes complicated. You can push back once, maybe twice. After that, the structure remembers. Loyalty isn't assumed forever. It's constantly measured. You start watching yourself, what you say, who you're seen with, how long you stay in certain places. Silence becomes risky. So does speaking. Your world gets smaller, not fewer people, just fewer safe ones. Family conversations feel limited. Old friends feel distant. You live under a ceiling you didn't build and can't raise. You realize respect comes with conditions, and those conditions never stop adjusting. The protection has limits. You're safe as long as you're aligned, as long as you're useful, as long as you don't become a problem. You watch others who came before you. Some move up, some stall, some fade quietly into roles they never planned for. A few vanish socially long before anything else. There's no retirement here, no graceful exit, no final handshake. You don't age out of this. You hold your position, or the position holds you down. You start to understand that endurance matters more than ambition. Staying steady becomes the real test. The loyalty you promised isn't symbolic. It means carrying things you didn't create, answering for decisions you didn't make, staying quiet when noise might save you. Discipline stops being about rules. It becomes about restraint, about holding posture while pressure builds year after year. You gain authority, but you lose flexibility. You can't reinvent yourself. You can't pivot. You can't wake up one day and decide you're done. Everything you do now is measured against what you represent. You don't just live your life. You stand in for something larger. That's when it hits you. Being made wasn't the finish line. It was where the road narrowed. No shoulder to pull over on. No way back. Only forward. The words you repeated, the plain ones, still apply. And they always will. After you're made, people stop explaining things to you. They assume you already know, or that you'll figure it out fast enough. Instructions come shorter. Looks replace words. You're expected to read the temperature of rooms before you enter them. Misreading the mood isn't awkward anymore. It's dangerous. You learn that respect doesn't mean agreement. It means compliance without friction. You can have opinions, but timing matters. Delivery matters. Who's in the room matters. You wait more than you speak. And when you do speak, you choose words that don't corner anyone above you. You start noticing how often your name gets used when you're not there. Sometimes it opens doors. Sometimes it closes them. You don't always get to know which until after the fact. Being represented without being present becomes part of the job. People test you quietly. They bring you half-formed problems, incomplete stories, situations with no clean answers. They're watching how you react, what you prioritize, who you protect, what you ignore. You realize every response is a data point. You don't get credit for consistency. It's expected. You only get noticed when something slips. That pressure sits with you even when nothing's happening. Especially then. Calm doesn't mean rest. It means waiting. You stop asking certain questions, not because you don't want answers, but because some answers limit you. Knowing too much can tie your hands. Knowing too little can make you reckless. You learn to exist in the middle, where information is partial and responsibility is full. There are nights you replay conversations in your head, not the loud ones, the quiet ones, the pauses, the eye contact that lingered a second too long. You train yourself to remember details because forgetting feels like carelessness now. Trust isn't given all at once. It's released in increments. You feel it when tasks get heavier, when timelines shorten, when explanations disappear entirely. That's how you know you're being relied on and evaluated at the same time. You start moving differently in public, not hiding, just adjusting. You pick seats that give you exits. You arrive early. You leave before things drift. Being visible without being exposed becomes a skill you practice daily. Some people treat you warmer, others colder. Both reactions mean the same things. You've crossed a line you can't uncross. Neutrality disappears. You're either someone to lean on or someone to work around. You learn the cost of hesitation. Waiting too long looks like weakness. Acting too fast looks like ambition. You aim for a narrow window where decisiveness doesn't threaten anyone above you. It's harder than it sounds. There's pressure to be steady, even when things aren't. You're expected to absorb tension without passing it down. Calm becomes part of your image. You carry stress quietly because visible strain invites scrutiny. You notice how silence gets interpreted. Sometimes it means approval. Sometimes it means distance. You choose carefully when to stay quiet and when to clarify, because both can be misread. The structure doesn't rush you, but it doesn't wait forever either. Momentum matters. Staying in motion becomes safer than standing still. Even pauses need purpose now. You realize something unsettling. The role doesn't change much day to day, but it changes you slowly, gradually. By the time you notice, it's already permanent. By now, you understand the truth. Being made didn't simplify your life. It organized the pressure, gave it shape, direction, expectations you carry without being reminded. The worst part isn't danger. It's obligation. You don't choose what lands on you anymore. It arrives already assigned. Someone else's mistake becomes your responsibility to manage. Someone else's mess becomes your problem to contain. You learn quickly. Being made means inheriting weight you didn't earn, And blame, you can't redirect. You stop trusting clean explanations. Nothing is ever just what it looks like. Favors come layered, compliments come loaded, even silence feels intentional. You start assuming there's always a second meaning, a hidden expectation, a quiet score being kept somewhere you can't see. Sleep changes, not because of fear, but because of anticipation. You wake up already braced for problems that haven't happened yet. Your body stays tense even on quiet days. Calm doesn't register as safety anymore. It registers as the space before impact. You realize mistakes aren't equal anymore. Small ones can carry outsized consequences. Forgetting a call, being late, speaking out of turn. Things that used to slide now get noticed. Not punished immediately, just remembered. And memory is the real currency here. You watch how quickly favor turns conditional. Today, you're useful. Tomorrow, you're tolerated. The line between the two is thin and invisible. You don't always know when you've crossed it, only that the room feels colder than it did yesterday. Trust starts to feel transactional. People don't confide, they position. They don't vent, they test. You stop hearing stories and start hearing angles. Every conversation feels like it's moving toward something you didn't agree to yet. From the outside, it looks like power. From the inside, it feels like gravity. Heavy, constant, unforgiving. Next time, you'll see what happens when the weight gets heavier and the room stops moving for you.